The Bundoran Weekly is brought to you by AIB, supporting local businesses in Bundoran. For more, see aib.ie.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the Bundoran Weekly podcast, episode 170. I'm Shane Smyth with you here on this Friday, the 28th of January 2022. On this episode, we're going to be talking to Kate Rodgers of the European Youth Parliament. They are meeting in Bundoran next weekend, and we'll be talking to her all about what the EYP is and what the event involves. We'll also be joined by Teresa O'Neill from Bundoran Community Centre, who will be letting us know what is happening in the community corner. It is the podcast that talks about everything Bundoran, and the restrictions have been lifted. My goodness, did we ever think we'd see the day? We had the good news last Friday evening from Taoiseach Micheál Martin that most of the restrictions are lifted. So that means that you don't have to do social distancing. You don't have to present a vaccination card going into a pub or restaurant. The curfew hours for pubs and restaurants are now gone, and lots more besides. You'll find more details of all of that announcement on our website, discoverbundoran.com/coronavirus. But good news it is indeed, and good news for the trade here in Bundoran. So we were delighted to see all of those restrictions being lifted. Face masks are still a thing for another month or two. So far anyway, they may decide to keep it going, or we don't know. But anyway, will not predict the future, because as anything over the last 2 years has taught us, you cannot predict the future. We will be letting you know about various things that are happening, and certainly as I was putting my notes together for the podcast this week, I nearly had to go on to a second page of typed notes because of the amount of stuff that is happening here in Bundoran, which is great to see because there's so many things coming up, and we're going to let you know about a bunch of those now. And indeed, we'll start off with the music this weekend at the Ellingham. They are getting back into full swing. The dancing will be back very, very soon. But for the meantime, tonight they've got Kieran Macquarie from 9 to 11. Tomorrow night then, Sinead McLaughlin from 9 to 11. Sunday afternoon in Key West Bar from 5 till 7 p.m. it's Mark Langan and Gavin Gribben then from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. also on Sunday evening. Tomorrow night at the Bird's Nest it's music with Colin Burke from 10 until midnight. And then Sunday afternoon from 3:30 to 4:30 there's jiving lessons, and then that'll be followed by Sean Corrigan from 5 until 7:30 p.m. DJ Cozy is in the Chase and Bull tomorrow night. Alan Chapman is in the Railway Bar tomorrow night. That's from 9:30 p.m. and there'll be music as well in the Phoenix Tavern. You can check out our listings on discoverbundoran.com/events, or indeed check out the listings on their own Facebook page. Cinema, we've got new out this week. It's Sing 2. Bono is in that. Looking forward to seeing that one. And Missed It Monday is going to be West Side Story. You can see their full schedule on our website or also at eclipsecinemas.com. And we also, of course, as we've been reminding you over the past couple of weeks, some future events, including Tommy Tiernan. He is at the Great Northern on the 5th of March. That is the same day as the Bundoran 10, which we'll talk more about in a second. Limited tickets available on Ticketmaster, so you want to be in there quick if you want to get those sorted for yourself. Tickets from the hotel then for Mike Denver. He is playing the following week on the Thursday, and then you have Derek Ryan playing on the 19th of March at the Great Northern as well, and DerekRyanMusic.com/tickets is where you want to go for your tickets for that. Speaking of the Bundoran 10, it is filling up fast. The entries will be capped this year as we start off this brand new event for Bundoran. You can see discoverbundoran.com/Bundoran10 for the route map and the registration details, and you can also check out our socials on Facebook and Instagram as well. But we are running low on t-shirts. There was only a certain amount of the shirts ordered at the start, so we are running low on those. So if you want to be guaranteed one of the really cool retro kind of shirts, and they are really cool, do get your registration in and you'll hopefully get that t-shirt in time to be wearing it on the 5th of March, and then we will see you on that. And that's only about 6-7 weeks away now at this point, so I know a lot of people are out training when I've been out doing evening walks. I'll see a lot of people running as well around the coastline, which is great to see. Other events that people are no doubt training for is the Bundoran Bay Swim. It is back. It's a date for your diary. It's back on the 23rd of July, which is a Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock. It's a swim from Tullen Strand to the pier, and bundoranbayswim.com will get you more details there, and you can register on that one. Other things happening, well, we've got the Ellingham Recruitment Day. That is next Saturday the 5th of February from 2 to 4 p.m. They have vacancies in every department. So if you want to go along to that, they're, as I say, they've vacancies right across the hotel, and they're looking for people to work and to man the Ellingham for this season for 2022. So recruitment day from 2 to 4. Go along there with your CV, and you might end up with a job in Bundoran for the summer season. Another future event to let you know about is, of course, Sea Sessions. Tickets are on sale at Ticketmaster, and it's on from the 17th to the 19th of June. But if you are an unsigned band and you'd like to take part in Sea Sessions, well, we've got the competition for you. Unsigned Sessions is happening again at the Chase and Bull. It is on over 2 Friday nights, the 25th of March and the 1st of April, and then the final will be on Friday the 8th of April. So if you are an unsigned band, you can check out the Sea Sessions Facebook page. You can also check out the Chase and Bull Facebook page, and you can email for details to unsignedsessions2022 at gmail.com. That's unsignedsessions2022 at gmail.com, and they will be doing that, as I say, towards the end of March, and you could find yourself on the main stage at Sea Sessions this June, which would be a good one for you. Finally, for now, let us tell you about the Droichead na hÉireann programme, which is on Mondays at 7:30 p.m. on RTE1. Our episode featuring Bundoran and the Donegal episode will air on Monday week, the 7th of February. The filming took place last year, and we're looking forward to seeing that. It's our main bridge, which used to be used for handball many years ago, and there'll be a couple of local players having a game of handball at the bridge, and we are looking forward to seeing that airing, as I say, Monday the 7th of February at 7:30 p.m. on RTE1. You're listening to the Bundoran Weekly with thanks to AIB.ie, supporting local businesses in Bundoran and Ballyshannon. Still to come, we're going to be talking to Kate Rodgers of the European Youth Parliament about their event that's coming up here in Bundoran next weekend, and Teresa O'Neill will be in the Community Corner.
The Bundoran Weekly.
So the European Youth Parliament is a massive organisation spread right across the European Union, and the Connacht Ulster region will be meeting here in Bundoran next weekend, and it is happening with thanks to local woman Kate Rodgers, who's been very much involved in it over the past couple of years and has been vying to get them to Bundoran for the last couple of years for their meeting. She has finally got her wish, and the meeting is happening next weekend, and it sounds like it's going to be a very interesting one. In an interview that we recorded before the COVID restrictions were lifted and the announcement of those, I first spoke to Kate and asked her to tell me all about the European Youth Parliament.
So the European Youth Parliament is an educational organisation. We have a presence in over 40 countries. So everywhere from Iceland to Azerbaijan to Finland to Cyprus, we're there, all the 4 corners of Europe. And so in all these countries, we run events. So we call them sessions. And these sessions are kind of directly based on how the actual European Parliament works. So the events are kind of aimed to teach students and young people, mostly school kids, but we also do have university forums. But in Ireland, we mostly do focus on school kids, so 4th to 6th years, and teaching them how the European Parliament works. So if you're going to go to an event, like say, for example, if you were going to go to the Connacht Ulster regional session, it would consist of a few things. So if you arrived there on the Friday, if it was a real event, or you arrived there digitally, you would start off and you'd have your team building. So everyone's split into these committees, and these committees are based on actual committees that exist within the European Parliament. So we're talking like there's a committee called AFCO, which is the Committee on Constitutional Affairs, Committee on Cult, which is Culture and Education, INTA, which is Committee on International Trade, and so on and so forth. Anything that they discuss in the European Parliament has a base committee where the legislation comes from. And each has a topic. So say, for example, at our session now, our committee, our CULT, so our Committee on Culture and Education, is based on the protection of regional and minority languages. And so they will be discussing that topic throughout the session. So everyone has a committee. On the first day, you just have team building. So there'll be people from different schools, different parts of the region, sometimes different parts of Europe, if you're at an international session. And you're just getting to know each other. You're kind of learning how to kind of facilitate conversations and just getting comfortable with each other. So you can then discuss on the next day, which would be, say, our Saturday, which will be committee work. So during committee work, you get into the real like nuts and bolts of the topic, and you discuss kind of the issues and how you'd solve the issues. So in UIP, we would create a mock resolution. So every committee would create a mock resolution, and these would be actually based on the actual. They would have the wording and like the actual kind of the look of an actual European Parliament resolution. So you'd have your ICs, which are your introductory clauses, and they kind of introduce the problems you've identified within the issue. And then your OCs, which are the operative clauses, which identify your solutions to the problems that you outlined in the issue above. And so you discuss those with your committee. This happens over a few hours. I'd say six or 7 hours of work, with obviously breaks in between. And you're all guided by a chairperson, which is a volunteer within UIP who has gone through the same process that all of us have gone through, and they'll facilitate you, and they're a really great help. I know when I went to my first session in 2017, I still remember my two first chair people, and I know they're a really great help. I do check up on them sometimes, because they're actually still volunteers in the organisation, which is great to see, because people do stay in the organisation for a long time when you do become a volunteer.
So, Kate, tell me, how did you get involved in this?
So I've kind of have a funny story with it. A lot of schools would be kind of typically YP schools, so schools that would come over and over again throughout the years. The school that I went to, Minor College in Bundoran, wasn't really like that. But it was just something I found online, and I thought it would be fun. And it happened to be the weekend of Black Friday, and I was like, I can go to Galway, do a bit of shopping on the Friday, then I can show up at this event for the weekend. And it's a bit of a weekend away and a bit of fun. And since that weekend in 2017, I think I've been to, I think it's 16, 17, maybe 20 events at this stage, all over Europe. So I started at that regional, I got selected for my national, and since then I've been volunteering with the organisation. And it's really informed both what I'm doing with my degree and probably my future career, which is great.
Brilliant. So you'd have aspirations in the European Parliament, perhaps, or in politics?
I don't really know. I'm studying economics and politics at the moment in UCD. And I'm taking a lot of European-based modules. So I think, say for example, last semester I took a module on European economy. No, I took a module on politics in the EU. And then this next semester I'll be taking European economy and business in the EU. And I think I'd really love to work in Europe, but I'm definitely keeping my options open. But it's definitely something I have a massive interest in.
So tell me about the event that's coming up in Bundoran. I know you've spoken through kind of the process of how it happens, but how many different people and how many different countries are going to be physically in Bundoran? I know we were talking earlier in the week, and you mentioned that it's a hybrid event. So of course, some of it's online and some of it is in person. And it's great to be able to have some of it in person, but you've a lot of different nationalities coming.
Yes. So we will be having delegates joining us online from all over the Connacht Ulster region. We're hoping to reach 100 delegates in the next few weeks, which will be great. And we have a good few nationalities represented. So I think at the moment we have some people from Italy, some people from Finland, some people from the UK. We have some people from Germany. I think we have some others. Oh, the Czech Republic as well. Those are all I can remember right now, but it's a really nice mix of people. And then the event, so they'll be joining us. So those are where our volunteers are from. There's obviously a good few from Ireland as well. And they'll be joining us in Bundoran. We'll be hosting the event for them. And we'll just be able to facilitate the delegates a lot better. So this will actually be the first hybrid event that UIP Ireland will ever host. It's just kind of it's just us dipping into the whole coming back to the whole physical event thing. Because I think the last physical event we had was in February of 2020. We had 260 delegates 260 participants altogether in Cork. And obviously we can't go back to those numbers just yet,
Right.
but it's great.
Just before the thing.
just before the thing. It's great to see us starting back though, and this will also be the first session in Donegal ever for the organisation. It's something that I was really passionate about happening during my career in EYP, and I'm
I can
glad
tell.
yeah, I'm glad it's happening. I think I was talking to you a few years ago at a photography workshop that we were doing together about having the event, and this had to be 3 years ago, but it's just been a massive aspiration for me. But yeah, so we'll be able to facilitate everyone. I think the community centre in Bundoran has been a massive help. Will be facilitated there. It's going to be very interesting having the first kind of people at an EYP session. We're going to have to kind of go about with all the COVID restrictions and everything, and trying to sort those out. And we have really good plans and everything put together, but we'll see how it works in the end. It'll be very funny going back to the semblance of a physical session, because we've been working kind of digitally completely on platforms like Discord and Zoom. Although we'll still have elements of those, it'll be very interesting to have kind of meetings in person and getting back to kind of interacting with each other, because I think that's what EYP is really about for me. Like, I'd say, even though it's really helped me with thinking about my career and what I want to study in university, I have to say the main thing I've got out of it is definitely friends. Like friends from all over Ireland, friends from all over Europe, and people I just really keep in contact with all the time. It's just a really they're just a really lovely group of people to get involved with. And it's not even from, I'd say people can get out of it what you want. Like, there's a lot of people who aren't necessarily interested in politics that would want to go to an EYP event. Like, say, for example, my co-head organizer, Olivia, she studies primary school teaching in college. I know people who study astrophysics that really enjoy EYP, engineering, completely different things. And some people aren't, everyone kind of goes in maybe with a mild interest in politics and they want to do something in TY, but everyone comes out of it. When you're a few years down the line, the main thing is you want to interact with people and make friends, and just really develop yourself as a person, because you learn so much about public speaking, organising. Like, it's wild organising an event so large for 135 people when you're 19, but through, I don't know, 4 years of kind of just building kind of those skills up, I'm kind of able to do it. I'm feeling really confident and really happy that it's actually going ahead.
So if anybody wants to get involved from this end in the event or in the EYP itself, what can they do, or how can they get involved?
So if you are a 5th or 6th year from the Connacht Ulster region, you can go onto our website, eyp.ie, and look under conferences, and under regional sessions you will find the Connacht Ulster regional session. We'll have our form there and also our payment link. The payment has obviously been reduced because it's not a fully physical session, so it's down to €10, which was the same as the digital sessions last year. But we also waived the fee for DESH delegates. It's a really great event to get involved in. It's over the whole weekend. You might be able to swing the Friday off school from your school, which would be great. I know that's something that people often talk about and like, but it's just really excellent, and it's something great to have in your CV even. And a lot of people who talk about, I've a friend of mine who went for a job in KPMG, and he said that just during the interview he had to say for at least half of it, he just talked about the experiences he had in EYP and about how applicable that was and everything. So even from like just a, I don't know, careers perspective, it's really great. But then just the people you meet, everyone's so lovely and welcoming, and like no one's quite sure what they're doing at their first session. Like, you kind of go in completely blind, and then you come out with a high knowledge on a topic that you probably knew very little about. A high knowledge on kind of how European politics works as well, and just how to interact with people, and kind of you learn a lot about teamwork and stuff as well. It's just very interesting.
Which isn't European politics, which isn't the most straightforward of things. Anyway, that is where we leave it. Listen, thank you so much for having a chat to us, and best of luck with the event. I know it's great to be able to bring all of these different nationalities here and show off your hometown. And I, as tourism officer, I really appreciate that you're doing that as well, and encouraging people to come here. So best of luck with it, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much, Shane.
The Bundoran Weekly.
Kate, thank you for that, and best of luck with the event. Now we'll head to our community corner, and here's Teresa.
Thanks, Shane. So first up, we have a new date for the Wild Atlantic Women's Group, who are meeting every Monday from 11 a.m. In the Rogie Suite. It's €2 per person, and they just meet and chat just to discuss what kind of courses they want coming up and day trips and stuff like that. So we have the Seafront Strollers next, and they're Tuesday 10 a.m. and Thursday 11 a.m. €2 per person, and tea and coffee afterwards. They just walk around the promenade, have a chat, stroll. That's basically what they do. So print and services and public computer in the centre, and from Monday to Thursday we're 9 to 9. And then on Friday we're 9 to 5. We're hoping to open to 9 on a Friday someday whenever we get to, we're looking to get dancing and stuff in the centre, so we'll be open then. So next we have the IT for Farmers, which is going to be a brand new course for us in the centre, and it's anybody who wants to learn how to use the computer who work on the farm. It's free from ETB, and the start date is this Monday coming up, the 31st January, from 7 to 9. And we have the knitting group who are finally coming back from, they haven't been here since Christmas, and they will meet starting from, it's every Wednesday, so they're starting back on Wednesday. It's from 7:30. We have the monthly clean coast coming up, and they meet on the 3rd, of Thursday the 3rd. At 10 a.m. in the Roki Suite. And it's a monthly clean-up to clean up around the beach. We also next we have Food Cloud, and they free food from Lidl. It's free. Anybody can come in off of the street and take food. Monday to Thursday we get donations. Also we have a lot of courses coming up from the Women's Network. And so if you want, we don't take names. If you want to check anything out that they have coming up, you will see it on our Facebook page, but they also will have their information on it too. So if you check out the NCCWN Donegal Women's Network. And then, as always, if you want to contact us, call into the centre, or you can contact us on 071 9829 675 or email bundorancommunitycentre@gmail.com. And we have Facebook and Instagram. So thank you, Shane.
Teresa, thank you. We will talk to you again next week. That is going to do it for our Bundoran Weekly podcast. Thank you for listening, and thanks indeed, for as usual, for all of your correspondence. We love to hear from you. podcast@bundoranweekly.com is our email address, and you can find us on Facebook and Twitter as well. We also are available now on YouTube, so if you like to listen to podcasts on YouTube, we are available there. Just search for the Bundoran Weekly in the search bar, or indeed look up Bundoran TV and you will find us in a playlist there. So thanks indeed to you for listening, and don't forget to follow us where you're listening now, or indeed stream and download all episodes on demand at bundoranweekly.com. And a reminder as well that if you're in Bundoran and you're taking photographs and you're sticking them up on Instagram, make sure to tag the hashtag Discover Bundoran, because we're always looking for great photos to feature on our Instagram account as well. Have a great week. We will see you next week. It will be February. January will be over, and we'll all be happier. Talk to you then.
The Bundoran Weekly is a production of Discover Bundoran.
The Bundoran Weekly is brought to you by AIB, supporting local businesses in Bundoran. For more, see aib.ie.